I have to tell you, it's sad but true. All good things must come to an end. Well, perhaps not all good things, but here's a fine example. This barn has served the farmer for many, many years, but as you can see, it's in a sad state of deterioration. In fact, I think probably next year it's in danger of collapsing. And unfortunately, wonderful old Pennsylvania barns like this, when they hit the dirt, everything rots away. You can't recycle anything. We're here in Susquehanna County to meet Jess, who's got a company that specializes in salvaging some of this wood and putting it back into new buildings, new sheds, new barns, even new houses, and the smaller bits are actually turned into furniture. Exciting stuff, yeah? Well, let's go and find Jess. Hello, Jesse.
Hi.
What are you, measuring some of the lumber?
Yeah, we're just getting some final dimensions for a project.
Now this looks
some beams.
Incredibly old stuff because there's no saw, there's no machine saw.
This is hand-hewn timber. This is pine and hemlock that came out of Wisconsin.
So, I mean, one of the things I was wondering about, I was really excited to do this sort of program with you. You are trying to keep the lumber alive and intact as much as possible, yeah?
Yes.
Main beams aren't being cut up into little knickknacks. You're actually looking after these beams and trying to incorporate them into new homes, yeah?
Exactly.
It's very valuable stuff, yeah?
Yes. Why it is desirable is it's an old-growth timber. And old-growth timber obviously grew 100 years ago. Timber that grows in today's forests has a lot of pollution that it's exposed to, acid rain, which weakens the growth of the rings.
Now that's interesting, yeah?
And the old-growth timber obviously still has the tight rings, and old-growth timber is sometimes twice as strong as new timbers.
That's fantastic. Unbelievable, really, isn't it? But just look at all that axe work that people have chopped in there. That must look beautiful. It really creates an old world kind of feel inside a home.
Oh, certainly, yeah. Almost medieval.
210 1/4. What do you got?
Well, Jesse, this is how the framing starts then, on the ground, and this is one of the walls of a barn or a small shed. But I love the way you've tried to use existing mortises and tenons to go in there, and every now and then you've probably had to cut a new one, yeah?
Yeah, like I said, we have to replace a lot of rot or you know, beams that are undersized or missized for the frame we specifically need.
Oh my
We'll
goodness.
try to reuse any mortises we can. This is a chain mortiser. Basically, it's a souped-up chainsaw, electric chainsaw, that cuts the width of our mortise in 2 strokes.
And it goes right down all the way through the beam.
It goes all the way through the beam.
Fantastic. One of the other things you do is you produce wonderful plank flooring.
Yeah, we take a lot of the reclaimed beams that we've purchased or dismantled from structures, and we'll cut it up into flooring. This is our bandsaw mill. We use this to trim all our beams down into whatever we need: flooring, furniture pieces, table legs, tabletops. We use this machine to trim off all the excess from the
Now this is unusual because the machine moves across the lumber rather than the lumber moves across the machine.
Yeah, on most sawmills you have what's called a live carriage, which will carry the lumber through the sawmill. But we have so many nails in our material, you just can't get it all, no matter how much we metal detect. And the guys can actually feel, by pushing this mill, they can feel when they hit a nail.
Sensitive guys here, yeah?
Yeah, very sensitive. And they can feel the nail when they hit it with the blade, and they can actually stop and back the saw off, change the blade, and pull the nail.
That's fantastic. So when you've cut your planks, you can decide if they're going to be, what, tabletops or flooring?
Tabletops, flooring, anything you could think of. Trim,
Excellent.
yeah.
I see down there you've got some examples of the kind of flooring you've got.
This is a finished product. This is all flooring samples. We're looking at pine here that's been what we call skim planed.
And you've got a tongue and groove in there?
And we've got a tongue and groove on it.
And this is an old piece of, it's heavy.
That's a piece of hemlock.
Wow. Fantastic. You actually make tables, yeah?
Yeah, we make all different sizes and different styles of tables.
Excellent. Why don't we have a look at one?
Sure.
Well, I gather, Jesse, this is one of your display models, just showing you one of the many types of table you can make. It's lovely. It's like an old-fashioned refectory table where monks would be sitting.
We plane them as little as possible so that you still have a usable surface.
That's excellent.
and still keeping the same, the patina and the look.
Beautiful. But what history? I mean, it's hundreds of years of history here in the dining room table. Brilliant. Well, on a sad note, it's terrible to see old barns like this deteriorate, but everything has its life, and the fact that your company can actually save this wood and use it again is quite remarkable. Tell us about this barn here.
Well, this barn, obviously, the roof is deteriorated from just having a weak roof. And the first thing to go, obviously, in all these old barns is the roof. And as soon as one leak starts, the rest of the barn follows.
It all caves in, it implodes,
yeah, exactly.
and very soon nothing is
salvageable.
reusable. Yeah.
Once they get on the ground, they're not good for long.
So you haven't got long for this one?
No, this one's already got a large hole in the roof, as you can see. We're quite certain it won't make it through another winter. So we're going to try to get in here as soon as possible and salvage what we can and give it a new life and some flooring and whatever else we can salvage.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure. I mean
you.
it.
You too.
Most sincerely, and thank you for doing such a great job saving some of this wonderful old lumber. Now, you have a great website, because I've been on that and checked it out.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's www.benedictbarns.com, and it's an overview of the company, and it offers all of our products and services, and explains everything that we do on the website.
So you check that out, and you save a little bit of Pennsylvania.
Thank
Jesse,
you.
thanks ever so much again.
Take care. Up